Chris Brown and Drake are being sued for over the song "No Guidance." This is coming from TMZ that I'm seeing this report, but I'm sure if in your timelines you've seen it. Let's take a look at the article. Chris Brown and Drake straight up jacked another artist's work for their hit track "No Guidance," so claim a singer and producer in a new lawsuit. Brandon Cooper, who goes by the name Mr. Cooper, and Timothy Valentine, aka Drum and Skills, are suing Chris Brown and Drake, claiming No Guidance ripped off their work on a track called I Love Your Dress. In documents obtained by TMZ, Cooper and Valentine claimed their song dropped 3 years before Chris Brown and Drake's No Guidance, dropped in June of 2019. Cooper and Valentine claim an analysis of the beat, lyrics, hook, and rhythmic structure demonstrates that No Guidance was copied, or at the very least, principally derived from I Love Your Dress. Specifically, the singer and producer claim their track has got the lyrics she got it, repeated 16 times, while Chris Brown and Drake has you got it, girl, you got it at least 11 times. Cooper.
So let's talk about that for a sec, right? So last week we touched on and we discussed copyright infringement. I know we talked about Nickelback, what's going on with their lawsuit. We talked about the Katy Perry lawsuit, and we were discussing how there have been these really important copyright cases that have been decided that have caused some concern. And so you know, part of the concern is some of these things are just so generic, right? So some of these melodies that might be so generic. Right. So going back to what you just said, so there was a phrase in the other song, she got it, and then in Chris Brown and Drake's song, right, you got it, girl, you got it. Is that generic to you?
It's completely generic. Like, and I got to tell you, I mean, I played both. I listened to both songs earlier, and it's the craziest. To me, it's one of the craziest claims because they don't share anything that sounds similar. There's a little part that kind of is similar, but it's so just generic sounding to me that literally I could probably go and find 50 songs that have she's got it in it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy to me. It seemed pretty cut and dry to me, but these cases go on. So you were saying you know before how you know it takes a lot for even for an attorney though to take these cases, right? Because it has to be kind of worth it. They really have to have a case, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of two things is going to happen, right? So we know that there was, in fact, a lawsuit drafted and filed. And so, you know, for any lawsuit, you're definitely coming out of pocket right out the gate.
Right.
Now, there are some attorneys that will do contingency, right? So contingency is you're going to hire me and I'm only going to get paid based on what I win for you. And so if I don't win, you don't have to pay any of my attorney's fees. Not a lot of entertainment and, you know, litigation.
It would have to be a slam dunk, right, for an attorney to do that.
You would think that, yes. I would at least say for my office,
if you were going to take it on contingency, you'd be like, oh my gosh, like you certainly did. Like you'd have to have phone records and emails proving stuff, right?
Yeah, and it's definitely a different kind of analysis. So, for example, right, like personal injury attorneys, they take and do contingency all day long because there's a much higher likelihood they're just going to settle out because they're dealing with a ton of insurance companies. So they're happy to take it on contingency because they'll get a payout of $1 million. They're cool for the next 100 cases that don't work out. But when it comes to a copyright litigation attorney, it's different. Now we're going to be in litigation, and you just have to know whether the other side can pay. But that's also why these big stars have targets on their backs. Now, I'm not saying that this guy's claim doesn't have any merit to it. It might be a slam dunk. I haven't seen the evidence. But at the end of the day, it is something that these celebrities have to deal with because, you know, you still have to go through the process. If I sue you, that ORKO, whether I am making it up or I have a valid claim, either way, we still got to go through the process. And I get to have my day in court.
Sure. And I mean, and I mean, I guess that's a really good thing though. I mean, in some cases, you know, when it's a good thing that, you know, artists have rights and writers have rights to bring these things, you know, to a court of law, you know, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, but it's good that at least we have that option to do that.
Right. All right. Let's keep reading. Where are you at? Cooper and Valentine.
Cooper and Valentine claim even non-expert listeners can see and hear the similarities, claiming Chris and Drake deliberately exploited "I Love Your Dress" and even taunted them with a lyric about "Flew the Coop," which Cooper claims is a play on his nickname Coop. The singer and producer are suing for copyright infringement and are looking for big damages. We reached out to Chris Brown and Drake's camp, but so far no word back.
Yeah, so now they have the train has left the station, right? So, now that the complaint has been filed, there will be either an answer or there will be some other kind of filing, such as a motion to dismiss by the other side, but they're still going to have to go through the process. But, here's the thing. If you can prove copyright infringement has occurred, you guys have heard me say this before, there are statutory damages, right? So we say statutory damages are like if you're speeding. That ORKO is speeding down the freeway, he didn't mean to speed, it doesn't matter, right? It's an automatic strike. You already broke the law. So whether you intended to or whatever, it's going to happen. So that's what it is for copyright law as well. So if we get copyright infringement determined, that we can get those damages, and it can be up to $150,000 if it's willful.
It's tough though. It's tough when you feel like you're an artist that's been ripped off, but then it's tough when you're an artist that you create this song that hits, and then you have people just coming out of the woodwork, questioning your integrity with a song. But sometimes things happen, and like you say, people a lot of times also just settle out and just to make it kind of go away, and you see a lot of names just being added to songwriting credits later on.
Yeah, no, I love this. We just had a comment from Mr. Cooper. So Mr. Cooper, we were just talking about Mr. Cooper, the songwriter, suing Drake and Chris Brown. I don't think you're him, but nice to meet you.